do a bit of a different video this time. I'm actually going to do a progress build on a WRX that we're going to turn into a rally sprint slash rally car. Now this particular build is going to be a little bit different because we're going to do this one on the garage floor, and right now I'm on my way to a family member's house. Basically he bought a WRX. It wasn't a running car, it was just a 98 Australian WRX. Just basically he's gutted it to a shell and he was going to start building it himself as a rally car. Hopefully, if this video records okay and the audio over the truck, will be the start of the build. Okay, so fairly productive afternoon, getting things tidied up and ready to go, and started looking at what needs to be done because the shell obviously has been stripped right down. Ran into a little bit of a drama, haven't got the front cross member for it. No major drama, we definitely have a spare cross member, and we may just put the engine and gearbox out of the other rally car and the cross member, the whole basically front drivetrain in one piece before we go to move the car. I'll make some calls, work that out, and we'll go from there. So I spent a second afternoon, a couple of days later, just getting a few bits sorted out, managed to get the cross member for the car and fitted the steering rack to that, got that in the car, reconnected all the front suspension and the steering column, and got it all so that we could steer the car just to make it much easier to push it, roll it. Dropped it back on its wheels. I don't think it's been on its wheels for at least a good 2 to 3 years, I think. Yeah, pushed it onto the trailer and then shifted it so that we could get it into the garage. Righto, so as you can see, got the car in the garage now. This is going to be a bit of a weekend and after work type project because it's going to be done in the garage, in the shed. So what's the actual go with this car? Well, basically, family member started building this as a rally car, so stripped it all out, ready to go for rallying, and started the preparations. The plan was originally, I think it was going to be a two-wheel drive rally car, basically an Impreza, and then later on was going to be upgraded to four-wheel drive and become a WRX. So what we're going to do with it instead is we're actually going to turn it into rebuild it as a WRX, but instead of being a full rally car, this is actually going to be used for rally sprints and autocross and carnacross type events instead. And the reason for that is, if we build it into a full rally car and logbook it so that we can do state and national events in it, which is what we do with most of the cars that we build, basically what will happen is it means that if we use this in lower events, CAMS events, well, they've changed their name now, they're Motorsport Australia. They've also changed the rules on autocrosses and smaller rally sprints, and basically if the car is logbooked and has a full cage in it, etc., you then have to have all the full safety gear in it. And for us, we don't really want to have to go and wear Hans devices and race suits and all the rest of it to do an autocross or a lower, say, like a tarmac rally sprint or something. So instead of having to do that, we're going to cage the car. It will have a basic cage in it, and the cage will be to a CAM spec. It will just mean, though, if the car wants to be logbooked or we want to build it into a full rally car later, we will need to weld in some extra bars and gussets and whatever to do it. So that's where it is. And basically the running gear out of this car, there was a crashed rally car that we had in the stables. We've ripped all the running gear out of that engine, gearbox and the driveline, and that will end up in this shell. And we'll build this all up, make it into pretty much a basic rally car or rally sprint type car, which will be competitive at what we're going to use it at. And then if we need to upgrade it later, we'll do that. Obviously there's a lot to do to turn this pile of parts and a whole bunch more into a car from a bare shell. And so there's plenty to do. However, I think that'll do for this episode, and on the next one we'll get stuck into doing the welding and bodywork. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Cheers.